So I'm trying this in a different way now. Like it wasn't working out on Hangouts, so I'm just gonna try doing it this way. So this is my second attempt at doing it. So hey Johnny Bunton, how are you doing today? Hey record dealers, how are you doing? Hey Baba Goose, nice to see you. I don't think I've seen you in one of my streams before. I'll have to check out your channel when I watch this stream again. Have any of you guys been out fishing? I've been out fishing quite a bit. I've kind of gotten behind on editing videos. Like, I have some fishing videos that are like a couple weeks old that I'm still working on editing, and then I've been mixing in some newer videos that I posted too. Thanks. I can't shave until I catch a muskie, and I haven't been muskie fishing enough because I haven't caught one yet. Hey Wes, thanks for stopping by. I see you're still catching some fish in the Chaz. Nice, Bubba. I fish all year. I think I've uploaded a video of me catching a fish like every week for over a year. I've been able to get some fish to bite like every week of the year around me. It's been pretty cool. Hey, Maurice, how are you doing today? So I go fishing all year, and I go out whether it's cold or warm out. Yeah, we got a lot of rain here today. We hadn't had that much rain, but all of a sudden today we got a whole bunch of rain. It was really pouring out this morning. I was working on planting my garden, and I decided to go to Cabela's to buy something, which I guess I could show you. And then it was getting poured on, and then I went to work. I guess I can show you what I bought at Cabela's. Stream Dab, you're part of Dab Police. What's that, Baba Goose? Hi, Florida Pirate Adventures. Why'd my girlfriend run off? Hey, Alan, I'm outdoors. Nice fishing. I don't know. I don't think she's interested in being in the stream. I've been doing pretty well. Been doing some fishing. I haven't done a live stream in a while, so I decided to do one. So that's what I'm up to. So yeah. Why isn't the chat working on my phone? What the heck? I must need to upgrade my phone or something. Because I wanted to see what Bubba Goose's channel is. Hey, Craft Beer Supporters, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. You're bored, Johnny? That's awesome, Florida Pirate Adventures. I can't wait to watch it. I don't know. I don't know what the one guy, Bubba Goose is. He doesn't have a channel. Hey, Rip and Tip, what's up? I'm just hanging out. I'm going to talk about it. Here's what I bought at Cabela's today, which I'm going to open up. Yeah, I like chatting with people. So I bought this Helix 7 church for our bigger boat, which we should take out this weekend. I really haven't looked at it yet. So we're going to see what it looks like. We got this trend. Here's the locator. And what else came in the box? We have a transducer. And we have some mounting brackets for it. And then we have our user manual with it. Yeah, it is fancy. Hopefully it works well. And here's some more mounting. Hopefully it works well and reliable. It's not necessarily a cheap locator. It's a lot more complex than the one I have on the boat I used to have been fishing out of. The one I have on the boat, hey Trish G, the one I have on my boat now, like, is a pretty. It has a GPS, but it's simple enough where it's pretty easy just to push through the buttons and you can figure out. This one has a little more complex imaging and how it works. So yeah, no S words tonight, Wes. I I was getting sick of removing on. Hey, Farm Element Fanatic, you finally made it. And I bought some swivels here, and I got some more of these flies that we were trolling with a couple of, and we're gonna go and test that out this weekend and see if we can catch some more salmon. And I'll hopefully have a better camera and have better footage. Hey, Tommy Tech. I'm just chilling out, decided to go live for a little while, see who was here. I don't know how many people are going to show up. I think I need to remove this Bubba Goose guy from the chat. But I don't know. Because he's being kind of odd. So I put him in timeout. Yeah, I did that. I haven't made any mods. I don't do that many live streams. I haven't had anyone kind of crazy in my streams until recently. But now all of a sudden I've had a few crazy people in. I'm doing pretty well, Tyler. How are you doing? I'm just hanging out, just showing the locator that I just bought. Yeah, that was fun to get on the boat with her. You should pass me that. I'm on the clock. And I'm doing this challenge with. I'm not monetized. I'm under review, I think. I haven't had my thing go off yet, anyways. So I'm doing this challenge with Precision Angling, and we sent each other 4 homemade baits. And we have seen who can catch fish on the homemade, all 4 of the homemade baits first. And then see who can catch the biggest fish over the month of June on these baits. So he sent me this buzz bait, this spinner, this spinner bait, and another little spinner. So hopefully we'll see who can catch bigger fish on the baits. So that'll be a fun challenge to do. I just need to get out fishing. Oh, thanks, Farmall Fanatic. Thanks for stopping by, Trish G. I don't do that many streams. I've been trying to do ones like once a week, but that hasn't been happening. Does your TV not work when I'm streaming? It's still working. You just want to be in here. Because you like asking me random questions and flirting with the people. You like chatting. You were talking about wanting a pet raccoon the other day. That was pretty funny. Yeah, I did finally catch a catfish the other day, but it was a really small one. We were just fishing in the worms. We were just fishing for whatever bites on the. Yeah, I need to take her out fishing more. I like going fishing with her, but we just finally got to go out fishing together, which is awesome. I really like taking her fishing. You can read the. No, I have never fished the dam in Columbus, Wisconsin, Fireboy 335. I hear that can be a good place to fish though. I've never fished in the Crawfish River before. I think I fished in the Beaver Dam River once by Beaver Dam, but I've never fished in the Crawfish River before. Most of my videos are just fishing in the Madison Lakes or the Wisconsin River. So thanks for stopping by Florida Pirate Adventures. Nice, Johnny. I think we just like going fishing for whatever bites or trolling though, because it's more relaxing. I don't think my girlfriend likes to cast for muskies. Because a lot of times I fish a lot. I'm not dating either of them, Farmal. Yes, I definitely agree with you, Johnny. You got to keep the kids outdoors. I've noticed that, like, when I go out fishing, there's like not really a whole lot of people like my age and younger out fishing at all. Send me your old electronics. This boat actually doesn't have a locator on it. We're taking off of it. This boat, we're just putting it on. And my other boat, I need the electronics on too because I use them in both of them. It's really hard to troll without electronics because usually the fish are related to some type of depth and you want to mark the scattered fish out in the lake. Like I fished for years, like in the river with a canoe, without any electronics, and I was still able to find fish. Like one year, I think I caught like 3,000 walleyes out of the Wisconsin River, although most of them were dinks. But you just need to fish current breaks and you can kind of read the structure. Whereas, like in certain lakes and stuff, you really got to pay a lot of attention to this. You never use electronics, only for ice fishing. I never used to. Now I've been using it more and more. Since I bought a Vexlar, I constantly have the thing on and I'm using it when I'm ice fishing. And it depends upon what type of fishing I'm doing, how much I use my electronics. Like if I'm out fishing on Lake Michigan, like the video I just posted today, I use the electronics a lot. And if I'm like in the Wisconsin River and trying to read some depth and stay in the channel, I use them. And when we're fishing walleyes, I use them. But like if you're casting up in a couple feet of water for bass, you don't necessarily need them. Hey, Amy, Crazy Tactical. How are you doing today? Yeah, you definitely need them offshore, Wes, because finding little detail is really important to finding fish. I'm doing pretty well. I went to work today. I bought a fish locator and some other fish. It just stopped raining in Montana. It rained a whole bunch today too. Here, the creeks are probably gonna be high again. It's so weird how precipitation just like moves through really random areas though, because I know like this winter, like we were really dry by me, and then like north of here they got a whole bunch of rain, and in other areas in the country they had a whole bunch of rain. So it's just really bizarre that how the precipitation has changed. Yeah, and like you in Florida, thanks for stopping by, Tyler. I appreciate it. So I appreciate everyone who stops by my chats. I like chatting with people about fishing. And I've actually almost completed that trout fishing challenge, other than I might need to go and redo a creek, and I still need to fish one more creek, but I'm slowly posting the videos on that. I'm just mixing them in with the other fishing videos I have. So because I feel like people are getting tired of seeing all the same videos of me trout fishing. Although I have found out some interesting things, like a lot of those creeks, I don't understand why there's so few people fishing those creeks. Like those creeks are like what I've basically found is there's a whole bunch of fish in those creeks, and that there's really not that many people fishing there. And but like the trout aren't completely stupid, and I'm like some of those creeks are pretty wary. Yeah, they fish in John boats in some of the lakes up here. Like the boat that Tyler Hutchinson was fishing out of in his boat is just a little John boat, and I have a John boat. It just depends on what type of lake. Like in the river that I was fishing, sometimes people will fish in little John boats and stuff. If you're fishing the bigger lakes, you usually have a larger boat, and there's people fishing in kayaks and canoes. Like, and depending on where you're at, people have different types of boats. Like, if people mostly fish on the have passion for hunting and fishing taxidermy, yeah, you definitely can't fish when the wind's blowing 60 miles an hour. Like if they're fishing on a bigger lake, you usually get like some type of deep V-hull boat, like a Lunder or Lumacraft or Sylvan or Tuffy or Ranger or some type of deeper hulled boat. But if you do a lot of river fishing, a lot of people here will have flat bottom boats or John boats or bass boats. So it just really depends on the type of people fishing do and where they're fishing at. Because in a flat bottom boat, you can't take waves to save your life. You were at Point Huron and the water was white capping. Yeah, on that Lake Michigan video I made, like I decided to, I finally found those fish after like 3 hours of trolling, but we were so far out that I decided to start to head back towards the harbor rather than keep on working the fish we found. Because when you find the school of the salmon, you like keep on working through them. And I just ended up not. I ended up just not fishing that. Ended up just not trying to fish, go back on them, and just decided to come heading towards port. And then we just end up heading in a ways and then pulling lines. But it's still a good time. We actually have a bigger boat, which will take out on its maiden voyage this weekend. LOL West. There was probably only 1 to 2 footers when I was out on Lake Michigan this day. The ocean and the great different types of lakes, like the waves are less or more choppy depending upon the type of waves are. Like if sometimes if you're in deeper water and the waves are going, they'll just be like big rollers. But if you're up shallow, they're really choppy white caps, which wipe you out. Hey, Peacock Pete. Who's there? Thanks for stopping by. That sucks that you're still. What is your big fish? The biggest fish I've caught, or what is the big fish I catch, or what's the biggest fish I've caught? The biggest muskie I caught was a 51 incher. The biggest, heaviest fish I caught was a paddlefish. And, or I snagged that. I don't know. I've caught like a 54-inch lake sturgeon. The biggest salmon I've caught is like a 20-pound king, not that big a one. I don't know. I hit all his chat. in my channel because I didn't like what he was saying. He was saying some really weird things. So I didn't want him in here. Sometimes these really random people show like I had some really random people in my chat a couple weeks ago too, or last time I went live. So I just don't understand. That's a pretty big salmon passion for hunting and fishing taxidermy. I think the 20-pounder I caught last summer was like 33 or 34 inches. I just got into salmon fishing last year. So I didn't catch that many huge ones yet, but you just got to keep on trying and we'll get some more big ones. It's a whole learning thing because like fishing offshore is completely different than like fishing for bass or walleye or something. Because it's like they're just like suspended up in the lake at certain depths or certain temperature gradients and something. You're like trolling open water compared to like fishing some type of structure. Because like in the creeks, you fish all the bends, like the bends and pools and riffles and stuff, which is pretty obvious structure. Where there is like you just run offshore and then you use your locator to find where the fish are. They just start trolling. You want to try to go fishing? How did your bear hunting go, passion for hunting? Because I know you went out bear hunting. I guess I haven't watched everybody's videos lately. Hey, Alston, thanks for stopping by. I see you've been slaying all the catfish out in DC lately. You can jig them up if they're like sitting at the gaps of the harbors or like schooled up really thick in an area. Like sometimes if the water temperatures, if the wind's right, they'll get schools of them like by, yeah, it basically is like offshore fishing, but on the Great Lakes. Like we were way offshore and you just cover a bunch of water with downriggers and dipsy dive and divers and planer boards and then you troll around. That's how people usually fish for them. But like if they're staging by the harbor mouth or if they're sitting the baits up in the harbor mouth, you can sit and jig them up, but they like some rattling baits. Like people use like J plugs for them sometimes or like rattling crankbaits. A lot of times people use like flasher flies like I was running or Dodger flies or spoons for them. It really depends upon when they're running, they like more reaction things. So sometimes rattling baits will work well when they're running. I'm not that good at salmon fishing. Like I really only got into it for like 2 years and I probably caught like 20 or 30 of them. So I have not caught that many of them. So it's still a learning experience, but I enjoy fishing for them. So that's all that matters. They're like dynamite. Maybe when they're in a creek, very hard for dynamite to work when they're down deep. Do you do any offshore fishing, Wes? Because you do. I see you do a lot of bring them down to South Carolina. I don't think they'll survive down there. It's too warm. You can have all the you have stuff in the ocean you can fish for in South Carolina though, which I don't have. I really have never done any much for saltwater fishing. I enjoy watching all your saltwater videos though, because I've watched some videos from like Wes and Kayaking Kennedy and Salty Sportsman and a few other people that have posted saltwater videos, and I really enjoy them. And I kind of think it would be fun to try red fishing or grouper fishing or fishing for those other various species. He loves grouper. I hear grouper are pretty fun to fish for. You have to go to like drop offs or a ways offshore to get them. I've never tried fishing for them before. You gonna try doing some grouper fishing, Wes? I'll look forward to watching your videos. So in that wildlife refuge you fish, can you not keep fish there, or can you keep fish there? When you went to Lake Okeechobee? Thanks for stopping by, Real Canadian Lunker Hunker. I haven't heard from you in a while. I'm glad you stopped by. I just didn't know who was going to show up to the stream because I haven't been doing them that often. And like one of the streams I did, there was only like 8 people that showed up. For another one of the stream, you'll be offshore 40 miles. That's a really long ways. So the groupers must be out pretty deep. I've never really fished for them, so I just watched some videos of people catching them, and I didn't know how far they go out to catch them. That's part of life, though. You get busy with work from time to time. It's just catching and releasing the chaz. It looks like you do well fishing, and it's really beautiful in there, though. So it's still a fun adventure to go in there. So I enjoy watching your videos of you fishing in the chaz. Yeah, I can tell that. It's kind of like the creeks I've been fishing, like no one around there. I actually should probably make some videos that. Hey, Trish D. How are you doing today? No, I've never watched deer meat for dinner before. But I like deer meat. Hey, Murder Inc. Glad you finally showed up. Glad you showed up. I appreciate you. You're an old reptile wrangler, I see there, catching all them rattlesnakes. Your deer meat videos from Murder Inc. I like all your videos, Murder Inc. I haven't done a catch and cook in a while. I actually was going to do a catch and cook or do a cook of a fish we had on because I wanted to catch a shovel nose sturgeon and cook it up. But I had some snelled hooks from the mystery tackle box that I was fishing with on Sunday. And I had them on like a river rig out in the channel. And I hooked into the fish species I want. Hey, giggles, thanks for stopping by. And I gave the rod to my sister's boyfriend who was fishing with me, and he was fighting in the sturgeon, and all of a sudden, the hook line got caught in his exoskeleton, and it snapped the line, which sucked, but it's how it goes. Hey, fishing frames, not much. I'm just chatting. I was showing this locator that I bought, which to put on one of our boats. It should work pretty well. Hopefully I can figure it out pretty quickly. And I was just chatting about fishing. And we were talking about offshore fishing and talking about other types of fishing. There was one person in here that you like that for the ice. I just use a Vexilar FL8 for ice fishing. I've never tried using a side imaging or any type of fancy imaging through the ice. I guess you fish for more whitefish though, and I usually just fish for bluegills and crappies. And you have an FL18. That's better than I have. I just got the FL8 because I usually fish up shallow, and it gets the job done for fishing up shallow. And I don't usually go deeper, other than in the one lake I fished, than 15 or 20 feet down. So I don't really need the zoomer or anything. Yeah, no Jonah yet. Yeah, that's a good idea. The lake trout and whitefish you need to zoom for. Like if I was to go out on like Lake Superior or Green Lake and try for Lakers, I would need that too. That would be fun. I want to go out for whitefish. I've only caught like two of them before. The one we caught when we were trolling on Lake Superior on a trolling spoon. But I know like you people go up to like Door County and Green Bay and catch them too. If I had more time, I'd make a trip up there in the winter and go and make a video of fishing for them. I like fishing for a variety of things. Like I kind of just my channel has just turned into fishing for a variety of things somehow. No, I haven't, my Skies 5D. I really want to do some RC boat trolling though. That looks really fun. No, I'm drinking club soda and gin. Hey, thanks for stopping by, 802. I appreciate it. I'm really happy that you made it to 1,000 subscribers. That would be fun. That's pear brandy. Their lakes are polluted with gobies. They better put in some brown trout like they did in Lake Michigan. Because that's what they did in Lake Michigan to try to control the gobies. And the funny part about Lake Michigan is like all the charters and like 3/4 of the people that fish there, all they want to catch are kings and cohos and steelhead. And like there's a shortage of alewives, so they cut back on stocking the Lakers and Browns, which don't even eat that many of the alewives, and they eat more of the gobies. So like the smallies and the smallmouth and brown trout and lake trout eat more of the gobies than salmon do. There's some type of little fish. I can show you. They kind of look like a perch. I just watched one of your vids. I didn't really pay a lot of attention. I just didn't know if I was subscribed to you or not. I don't know. Every time I do a live stream, I have some really random people show up that I have no idea how they became connected with me. Like I know some of my subscribers come from me going to live streams or from getting shout outs or so forth. Gobies have filled in the gap from the alewife crash. Oh, that makes sense. I didn't even realize that. Hey, the old bastard. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty well. We were just chatting about fishing. I was trying to pull up a picture of gobies. Gobies look like this. They're like a little tiny, just long, skinny fish that just like sits on bottom. That's not good. That you have the flu, the old bastard. No. Do you still upload your One Lure Wednesday? I enjoy watching that segment. Sometimes it's hard to fish with some random baits and stick with them. I know sometimes when I do challenges, I just get frustrated because like I'll have a bait that isn't working. Not much. I was just talking. I was showing this locator that I bought and just chatting with some people and talking about the one challenge that I'm doing now with Precision Angling with the Homemade Lure Exchange Challenge. He made these baits and I made him some baits and we sent them to each other and we have a month to see who can catch the biggest fish on them. So like he made this buzz bait, this spinner, and this spinner bait, and a little tiny spinner. And it should be a fun time. The drop shot. I never drop shot for bass. I don't know. I don't even have like any hardcore. I have one bass bait caster that the reel's kind of messed up on that I can't really cast with, so I need to buy a new reel for it. But I don't usually fish a lot strictly for bass. Although in the one video I posted on the river, I wasn't seeing anything musky fishing, so I just ended up bass fishing, and they were biting. We caught some more bass on Sunday when we were down farther on the river out fishing, because I went out fishing with my dad and brother, dad and sister, and my sister's boyfriend. I still need to upload that video though and edit it. We also had our cabin broken into, which sucked, and we actually caught a picture of the people walking in our trail cameras. And I have some trail camera footage that I'm editing, which sucked though, because I had like 600 pictures on my trail cameras, and of the 600 pictures, like 550 of the 600 pictures were just wind trips. No, I don't sell the lures that I make. I was thinking about trying to do it, but now I just do it occasionally for a hobby. And yeah, they stole a gun that we had in our cabin, and they like broke into our cabin, and they put graffiti on our barn. They like broke through the window of our cabin with a stick, and then they like broke into the basement of our cabin with the axe that we had in our cabin. Yeah, I edited that up. I'll post that maybe tomorrow. Like it looked like on the trail camera, like the one trail camera was just on one of our random roads where the deer like walked down, and like it looked like they were just like scoping out our property. And the other one was where the road, like where you come into our land, and you could just see that they went through there. But there's some people that are horrible. And in like rural areas, people all the time will go and try to go and like scope out places and rob places. Because I know lots of places in the around where I live in the rural area, but it had issues with robbing people. So that's just how it goes. It really sucks. But yeah, I kind of like staying away from people too, Wes. Camps get hit with arson a lot. It's because the camps, no one is. Yeah, my dad built the cabin. It's actually a really cool cabin. It's a really old cabin from like a golf course on the outskirts of Madison, or it probably actually is in Madison now where it was. But then they took it. Then they took that. Then they took it down to our land by Spring Green, which is like 45 minutes away from there or an hour away. And then they reassembled it. So it's an old school log cabin. Yeah, people steal things because they can. I don't know why. I don't know why, but this land, but we've had issues with trespassers over the years. I don't know. I think we've had like things stolen like 5 or 8 times from there. That's pretty scary at the old Vassar. There's some, or they just want drugs, or they just don't want to work. They usually have various reasons why they get into that kind of thing. My dad's a criminal defense attorney, so he deals with those type of people all the time. Well, thanks for stopping by Fishing Frames. But it's just part of life. You just need to be careful with your stuff. So that's just how it goes. So we just try. Yeah, most people that still have bigger problems. It's just that's crazy. You would put game cameras all over that. What is the best fishing rod to use in a river? I guess it depends on what you're after. Like I would just get like 6 or 7 foot medium action pull and put on like 10-pound monofilament, like 8 to 12 pound monofilament. No, I have club soda and gin. I only think I'm gonna have one drink tonight though. I've been taking anxiety medication, so I shouldn't really be drinking at all. I haven't made any more Mountain Dew and whiskey lately. So that's just, I need to do a drunk live stream. Maybe someday I'll do one. That'll be really random. Then I'll the trophy. A gin Ricky. I don't know. I just didn't have any whiskey here, so I just decided to have that. There was the one live stream that I was in that craft beer pours had the other day, and there was like these 50 German trolls in there the whole time, and they were like really random, and they had like 100 and some odd dislikes on their stream. It was such a messed up stream. I haven't had. I just hope that doesn't happen to me sometime. But I guess you never know who actually shows up to a live stream. I just decided to randomly do this one to chat with people. Drunk streams are the best. I hear you, Trish. They're pretty funny and random. Thanks for stopping by. A drunk hangout. That would be pretty funny. I think we could get some really silly ones going on. There were some people I was watching that had some pretty dirty streams going on. We might need to age restrict it though, because yeah, I know I was in that hangout with my new haircut. But I think you might need to age restrict it because I think I have a fair number of people that aren't. I have a few people that are kids that probably shouldn't be seeing us. Just 18 plus disclaimer. What's my PB? My biggest coho is probably like 7 pounds, and biggest king was like 20 pounds. Not that big. Hopefully, we'll get some bigger ones this year. Still fun though. But that's, you just gotta go on and keep trying. I know I want to do a stream with murder too. For some reason, when I was trying to do hangouts tonight, it didn't let me have chat on Hangout. So I just ended up streaming up the camera on my computer. So that's hey Vicky's thoughts. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. So every time I say fish, take a shot. That would be a horrible idea. I would be so intoxicated. I would probably puke during the stream. That'd almost be like the one video that Chaos Paddlers had. If any of you are subscribed to him, where like bass fishing with TK Heaven had like a big bass challenge going on. And like there was like him and Wilkins Outdoor Adventures and Chaos Paddlers and Loudmouth Bassman, and they all had like a month where whoever caught the biggest bass didn't have to drink whatever someone chose. But then if you didn't catch the biggest one, you had to drink a random drink of some things mixed together. And when Chaos Paddlers did his, he like took down his whole drink and he just immediately came back up and puked. It was hilarious. It was a pretty funny challenge, but also stupid. So, hey, Nessa. Crown and CDB oil. See you later, Trish. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it, everyone who stops by. Yeah, I haven't been live in a while. I just randomly decided to do this because I've had an hour or two to go live, so I did it. And I just like talking about fishing and seeing what's up with people on here. CBD oil. So yeah, so you must have not. Are you gonna post a video of your bear hunting passion for hunting and fishing taxidermy? Because the last video I saw you had was of a chipmunk. CDB just makes you tired and hungry. I don't think I've ever had CDB oil before. So the rabid chipmunk. Actually, here's a funny story. So my girlfriend last week was at her house and she has her porch open and there's like some chipmunks getting into her porch, and there was a chipmunk that got into her apartment and it was running around and like she couldn't catch it, and it was like a rabid chipmunk that was just like staring at her and it would just like attack you when you go after it. So finally, like 8 hours later, I had to remove the chipmunk from her apartment, which took me like a minute. That was fun though. So CDB are the hemp champions. I'm not much of a hemp person. I don't think I've actually tried pop before. That's why they make pellet rifles. I got out of her apartment by killing it with a broom on my foot. I've only bear hunted once. I sat in the woods a long time before I finally got one. I hopefully I'll go again eventually. It takes like 6 or 7 years to get a tag here in Wisconsin, so it's not like you immediately get a tag here. You want a catch and cook murder rank? I'll make a catch and cook something. I was actually going to do a catch and cook of some type of videos. Someone wanted me to blow guns. Yeah, blow guns are pretty fun. I need to get one. Put up a dartboard and sit on the couch and just shoot it at something inside of your house. But oh well, old Beth, that's pretty funny. You don't want to get bit by one of those. Ninja's parody was hilarious. Some people obviously didn't like it though. I think it's fine to have a few people hate on your videos. I don't know. I've always had people give my videos dislikes, like some videos more than others, but a lot of times they just don't say anything why they don't like them. I've only had one person, I've had two people say why they don't like my, or three people. The one person didn't like me trout fishing without flies. And one person commented on my one video, learn how to fish and handle a fish. And then he like deleted his comment 10 minutes later and left a dislike. And another person said he didn't like me naming where I fish. And then he gave me like 30 dislikes at once, one day. And then he deleted his comments. Yeah, I don't give thumbs down either. Usually the people who are supporters of me, I always give them a thumbs up, but behind my shoulder. But if I'm just watching random videos, I only give a thumbs up if they're videos that I like. Some people are just really secretive and want all their spots secret. They don't like. I know some people are complaining on Facebook and stuff about people posting fishing videos of where they fish and so forth because you can see where you fish. When in reality, with some type of fishing, you have to be right on the right spot or have a decent detail or skill to actually catch the fish. Hey, Moo Moo Outdoors, thanks for stopping by. Spot burning. Like, I know some people won't even post. Some people like crop out their pictures of fish they post on Facebook or refuse to post their pics on Facebook because they don't want people to see their spots either. Just, I don't know. They can be themselves. I don't care. I'd rather help people out and see people go fishing with friends and have fun with friends and family. So that's what I don't want to see. So that's what I'm like. You can't see who dislikes you or likes your videos. I guess you can go to certain people's profile, certain people's channels and see what videos they've liked. Like you can go to my channel probably and see my liked videos. And then go there. So, but that's just how it is. Like, you can't like or dislike. I noticed that when I like some people's videos, like it doesn't stay like a liked all the time on them. Like I noticed that like I'll give them a like and then all of a sudden I'll go back and it isn't still like. The Chavs would be an awesome boat ride. I want it. That looks like a fun place to go when I travel to Florida. It looks beautiful. You probably just got to watch out for manatees down there. Yeah, it's a lot of familiar people or channels that we all watch each other that are here. It's all good though. How deep is Lake Michigan? Like 1,000 feet? I don't know exactly. I can look it up. I thought it was like 300 meters. So it's pretty deep. Lake Superior is like 1,500 feet deep or 1,200 feet deep. So it's a pretty deep lake. It's hey PGH, how are you doing? That cat you caught the other day was enormous. That channel, that was a really nice channel cat you caught. I'm just doing a live stream and chatting about fishing, so that's what's up, what I'm up to. Its max depth is 923 feet, so that's pretty deep. I think it's like in the northern central part of the lake, though, where it's that deep. Nice PGH. I'll try to make sure I watch that. Yeah, Lake Superior is 1,333 feet deep. Like 30 feet deep. I don't think Lake Okeechobee is that deep. Its max depth is only 12 feet, is what it says on Google. That's a really shallow lake. Like here are the lakes that once they get so shallow, like the fish don't survive very well in the winter because they winter kill because they don't get oxygen throughout the winter and reoxygenated. So then they become anaerobic and the fish eventually winter killing them. So that's an issue with shallow lakes here. So that's just how it goes. Try 10 feet except with channel. It produces, because it's so much warmer there, it produces a lot more biomass in lakes around here though. And it's crazy though, like thanks for stopping by, Rip and Tip. I really appreciate it. But like here, a big bass is like 5 or 6 pounds. LM Outdoors, who was here earlier, they actually caught like a 5.7 pound smallmouth in their one video. It was a really nice smallmouth. But like a 6 pound bass is a huge one here, whereas in Lake Okeechobee and down in that area, like a big bass is like a 10 or 12. I always attract the support for support here. I know I should stop going to so many live streams. They've actually showed up. There's been more random people that have showed up tonight than the last couple streams I have done though. Although some of the last few streams I've done only had like 5 to 10 people in them the whole time. But today, like some people who I don't really see them and normally watch my videos or streams are here. I think some of the people, like if you just want to go to support for support, you can go to like James Cox's live stream, and there's a ton of that going on there. Like he has this hashtag I am a creator thing, which I'm not a big fan of Twitter, so I don't usually use Twitter. But he basically wants that tag to go viral, and there's just a whole bunch of people on his chat that are supporting with each other. And he's just trying to build a huge support for support community. And I know I go to some other live streams too. I should just really target people who are interested in fishing though, because they're the people who watch my videos. I know some other people like my videos, but it just depends on the type of person. Hey Scotty D, how are you doing today? I'm just chatting about fishing, petting a cat now. So that's what I'm up to. Yeah, that would be good. Like I just usually talk about fishing. Like I don't really care if people, I don't really want people to use the S word in here. Like if you want to support someone, just go leave a comment on their video, and if they want to support you, they can support you back. That's what I'm like. Like if they don't want to support I like to see. I actually have a video where this little kid that was fishing with me got hooked with the trebles from a while back. It only has like 80 views, I think, too, but it's a pretty freaky video. Like we were muskie fishing, and this kid like was casting and like snagged into one of the lines, and the bait flew up in the side of his head, and I ended up pulling the hook back out through him and cutting him off with the bolt cutters. It was a pretty freaky video. But that was a not very good experience, but that happens. But that's just part of fishing. Sometimes you get hooked from time to time. So like here's the video of that. Can you even see it? Like this is freaky. This is like one of the worst. Like this is kind of graphic. I don't even know why I shared this. But this is not very good. I've hooked myself like 5 or 6 times before, but it hurt him worse than it hurt me. So I just ripped it out of myself, but this time I ended up taking the bolt cutters and cutting it, pulling it through and cutting it out. So, cutters. That was kind of freaky thing. That you're a fast snake wrangler. I know murder is, and they're even rattlesnakes, which even makes them more cool. I'm doing pretty well. I just am hanging out, talking about fishing, doing a live stream. You enjoy the nerve damage. Nerve damage can happen. I don't know. I haven't the one time I got like a big musky treble hook like stuck in the top of my finger. And another time, a couple times I got like hooked in the leg by a northern when I was in my canoe, and I got hooked in my hand by a northern once too. It just hasn't hurt that bad. I've gotten beat up. You know. How much how much more school do I have left? I don't know. I probably have like 2 to 3 semesters left. But you get sponsored by Wrangler Jeans Murder. That is pretty funny. I have I'm done with all my classwork and I'm a PhD candidate. You're shooting for 2K by summer. Hey KNB anglers, thanks for stopping by. You should get pretty close to there. Because what are you at? Like 1800 PGAs? Because your channel's doing pretty well. Yeah, you only need like 160 some odd more subscribers. You're pretty close. Oh, thanks for stopping by the old bastard. because I think I'm almost to 1600. I'm from Lodi, Wisconsin. I think the rest of these people in here are from a variety of areas across the U.S., Canadian. So, like, I have a whole range of people that watch my channel from all over. It's fun though, because I like watching the variety of types of fishing. Because there's so many different techniques and styles to fishing. So, like, Scotland, California. So, like, I have people from both coasts that watch my videos. So that's cool. Georgia boy. I think it's interesting how, like, down in the southern states, like, people can either fish saltwater or like bass and catfish, and like here we have like muskie and pike and walleye and bass and some catfish. And like in Florida, they have a whole mess of things in saltwater, and then they have bass and catfish. So I really enjoy watching all these videos of the community I've built. So yeah, so I'm starting to run out of things to talk about, and I appreciate everyone that's showed up at the stream, and I know some other people are going to show up at this stream. And I was just chatting about fishing, and this weekend I think we're planning on going back out salmon fishing, and I may make some. Thanks for stopping by Outdoors. I'm gonna go pretty quick too, and I may do some like bass or muskie fishing or trout fishing. I really haven't decided yet, but I'll definitely do some more salmon fishing. And have some more another river fishing video and some creek fishing videos to upload, so you can see more of those videos coming. I have 6 more videos in that creek fishing series to edit still, and I have some trail camera pictures to upload too. No, the salmon are way out. Like, I was probably 6 to 8 miles offshore where I caught the ones. Like, they're in 150, 200 feet of water. So they're not in a run. Like, they have kind of like a coho run where they like move up the north along the shores of Lake Michigan, where they'll like start in shallow by Michigan City, Indiana, and then they'll move up north along the shore, and then they eventually end up moving out deeper. And because it's been hot out, like they've started to move out a little deeper. So you got to go out and troll quite a ways offshore to get into them right now. It's not like they're right by shore. They don't usually start staging to run till August. So in August, you start getting them up shallow. Hey, I'm going to go. Everybody have a great night, and thanks to everyone who stopped by my stream. And I really appreciate everyone who subscribed to my channel. I'm out, everyone, and have a good night.